We're gonna deep dive into this this crazy thing here. Wait for, you know, Twitch to catch up to us here. There we go. All right, guys, welcome to a new stream. Those people who are joining in right now, welcome. We are going to deep dive into the terms and conditions, and we're going to do a lot of research on this, guys. This is crazy. Basically, what I'm doing right now is they have spelling errors. That's great. Let's highlight that one. We'll highlight that one like light blue. Spelling errors are Verutal land. That's great. That's great. Hey Alex, how you doing, man? Oh, we need to reset my chat here. Yeah, so we're gonna go through this. I've already gone through some of it, but this is like, you know, what we're gonna do for a future video. I'm gonna go through all the highlighted stuff that I already have highlighted in the video. I mean, I don't know when I'm gonna get that video out. I'm hoping to get it out sometime, but I don't know if I have time to go through everything and do the research that I need to be able to get it in today. And maybe tomorrow I'll be able to have time to record it, but I mean, there's so much in this, it's just absolutely insane. Good to see more of this dumpster fire. Yes, we're mostly focusing on the terms of the terms and conditions, the TOC. Can you explain to those of us who are out of the loop what this Earth 2 fiasco is? Earth 2 fiasco uses Mapbox, which is right here. It's basically just a, you know, an image of Earth, and they are selling tiles which are, I believe, 10 meters by 10 meters for a certain price. Now those prices, depending on the location of where they are, the prices can go up or they can go down depending on the demand of the area. They can also be set prices. For instance, if we look at this one here, this one here is owned by Claximus. He bought the land for 10 E-dollars. The land value is now worth 5,000 E-dollars, and they're trying to sell the land for 5 million E-dollars because it's Jeffrey Epstein's private island in the British Virgin Islands. Okay, it's like virtual reality. So they're basically, you know, trying to sell plots of land without actual plots of land. You're basically just buying a tile. Yeah, it's just a picture of a tile. It's crazy. So they are using Mapbox, which is how they're doing it, and so they have loads, map loads for web, which is what they're using. So they are doing this with however many people are on here with a monthly load. They have to pay $5 or $4 or $3 per 1,000 load that is associated with it. Or, you know, depending. Yeah, so I believe this is the one that they're doing right here, the map loads for web. So if they have, you know, 200,000 people on here, they're paying $3 for every 1,000. So they're paying, you know, $6,000 or $600. Is that right? Yeah. And people are actually buying. There are people who have spent thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars on this already. And the thing is like, we're not saying this is a scam. Okay, I'm not gonna say this is a scam. Here's the reason. Because it could be legit. It could be a scam. It could be anything. And the reason I say this is because if we look at Bitcoin, for instance, or any type of cryptocurrency that started out, when it started out, everyone says it's a complete scam, it'll never do anything, right? But you could make that for any type of content. Now, what really has a lot of red flags and kind of puts this like, oh, what the heck is this, are these terms and conditions, which is what we're going into. Now I see why they're comparing it to Bitcoin. Exactly. So because you know, you're paying real money for something, for a digital asset. That's why they're comparing it to Bitcoin, because you're buying a digital asset and hoping that it will go up in price. So that's where people are like, that's how it kind of compares to Bitcoin. Now, the thing you got to look into is every time you sign up for anything or play a game or anything, there's always terms and conditions, you know, terms of use, whatever you want to call it, terms of services. They all basically mean the same thing, right? So they're the terms that you agree to when you want to do whatever you want. We have some already. There's a typo right here, verutal instead of virtual, which is great, and that's right at the beginning of their terms and conditions. This is really interesting. So the Part A, which applies to any of the users on the website, whether you are browsing or you're registered or capable of buying. So even if you're just looking at the website, you have to follow everything that's in Part A. Okay, it's crazy. But inside of Part A, they basically say we reserve the right to amend these terms and conditions from time to time, so they can, you know, change it whenever they want. That's fine. However, amends will be effective immediately upon notification on the website, so they're gonna notify you that they updated somehow. And if you don't agree, then you stop using it. Okay, if you continue to use it, then you automatically are agreeing to the new terms and conditions. So if you don't notice that they put up new terms and conditions, or that they sent out a message and you keep using it, you are still under those new terms and conditions, regardless if you saw it or not, because they said that they put up a notification somewhere. The problem is investing into it is easy, getting your money out is hard. Basically, to get your money out, you have to send them a lot of information that they don't need. Exactly. So there's been people who have pulled out like $20, and yeah, they got it out because there's a small amount, but then when they tried to pull out like $650 or $500, you know, they didn't get it. Now we'll go into why they can do that and why they why that is kind of a very touchy subject. That is in the terms and conditions. We can touch on that as well. Terms and conditions are shed, but it's similar to many sports books. I know I have an account on I mean, like, the terms and conditions on any type of thing are, you know, they have to go by the legal areas of the area. It's so much legal jargon. It's insane, right? I am not a legal representative. I'm not a lawyer. I don't do this stuff at any time. This is just my pure views on this from, you know, a normal person. So you know, we have these amendments, right? They can basically do it whenever they want, and if you don't see it, even though they put it on their website, you don't see it, you keep using it, you are now bound to those the changes. Okay, so they can change it whenever we want. Secure data, right? So industry standards, this is, might help if I, you know, highlight this properly, right? Industry standards measures and protect data on our website, including your data on the website from cybersecurity threats. Okay, so they say, yep, we have things that are supporting us, but they say, unfortunately, despite these measures, no data transmission on the internet can be guaranteed to fully secure. Yeah, of course, right? I mean, you can't guarantee everything is going to be safe, because, you know, anything can be hacked if it is online. From what I see, you need to have more and more people to continue buying in order to get able to cash out. It's pretty close to straight up Ponzi scheme. Yes, exactly is. And there's a lot of people out there that have like a 5% discount on buying of a plot of a land, and they get a portion of the purchase price, right? We do not warrant and cannot absolutely promise the security of any information which you transmit to us. Okay, so anything that you give them, they can't guarantee it's going to be safe. Which, you know, that's pretty much how it is on any website, right? Except for like banking websites, you know, they will, you know, pay you a substantial amount of money if, you know, whatever you lose you can get back. But again, this is not a banking company. According to any information that you transmit in this website is transmitted at your own risk. Okay, so that's really important to notice, is that whatever you do, you're the one that's liable. Like, you're the one that has to, you know, anything that happens. This in combination with the sketchy as heck terms and conditions, which literally assert that you have no responsibility to even keep the website going. Yep, we'll get into that, Alex. We'll get into that. That's coming up. So right here under the warnings, so warnings, like this is something that everyone should always read on any type of terms and conditions. You should always read the warnings. Okay, you must ensure that all access to the website is not illegal or prohibited by laws in the area. So if you're using this and say you're in a country that does not allow you to do this type of stuff and you are there, you are the one that's responsible, not them, because they told you right here that they are not, you know, that you can't use it in an area that's illegal. Okay, so they now put that on your head, not theirs. Except especially set out in these website terms, we do not warrant the accuracy, adequate, or completeness of information on this website. So anything that they put on there, they can change, and they don't. It doesn't have to be, you know, accurate. Nor do we undertake to keep this website updated. So they can basically, you know, shut down the website anytime they want. Okay, they don't have to update anything. They can just leave it the way it is and just disappear. Except as expressly set out in the website terms as extent required by non-excludable law. Okay, so we had to look this up. So what is an unexcludable law, right? So let's look this up. So an unexcludable law is this: non-excludable goods refer to public goods that cannot exclude a certain person or group or persons from using such goods. As a result, restricting the access to the consumption of non-extrudable goods is nearly impossible. For example, the public road allows practically everyone to use it regardless of the type of motor vehicle they are using, or even if they are just walking. Okay, so what is a public good? We can look up public goods as well. This is why, you know, I get all this stuff here so that we can look at it. This image is really small, sorry guys. Well, I broke it. Let's just open the image in a new tab. There we go. Easier. Public goods are goods that are commonly available to all people within the society or community that possess two specific quantities. Okay, so like basically they're saying that anything that is public, no, it's crazy. There's a lot of crazy stuff in here. Free to manipulate the market. Yep, we'll get to that as well, Alex. It's in here as well. Thank you for the sub, man. I appreciate it. Aye, thank you for the sub. Yo, what I miss was here yesterday. We haven't really done anything new since we did yesterday's. We're just kind of going over what I have so much, you know, researched at this point. And kind of highlighted on this. I put everything on this document so that way we can highlight and go over things for a video that hopefully I'll record tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. Right here is really interesting. Under the limitations of liability, we are not liable for any loss or damage, however caused, including but not limited to by our negligence. Yikes, guys. So even if they have negligence and you lose something, they're not responsible. They're not liable for the damages. Ooh. Yikes. Suffered by you or in connection with these or website terms, use of your own of this website, even as a registered member. Okay, that's crazy. They're basically not saying they're liable. So here's what's really interesting: the Competition and Consumer Act of 2010. That's right here. It's 491 pages, guys. 491 pages. I got to put this in here. It is really, really crazy. 491 pages. PG. And then they want, oops. I need to make this red here because this is a link. Like there's so much stuff in here that I have no idea what any of this is, but basically, you know, everything is going through Australia, and we'll get into that. There's also another thing here which says like all legal things are basically according to the law of the location of Australia underneath the Completion of Consumer Act of 2010. It's crazy. It's crazy. At least they covered themselves. Yeah, they covered themselves so good. Like every single possible thing they covered themselves. Your first super tour, which goes in-depth and analysis. Most spend 3 minutes researching, lists out the wrong things or outdated. Nice work. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. What is our negligence? So negligence just means anything that, even though no matter what they do, like if they say, oh, sorry, Like, they're not responsible for it. Even if within the real TOS as a court can throw out stuff like that, they totally can, yeah. But again, it has to go according to the completion of the Consumer Act according to Australia, from my understanding, because later on it talks about this as well. It's absolutely insane. Intern spilled coffee on his keyboard in E3 office inside of the EU, lost $4 million worth of E2 property. According to E22, it's completely not their fault. Yep. Sorry, negligence. You can pull that off. So yeah, so Mapbox right here, this is their pricing so that they are actually paying for things. So each user is included in here. So if they have, you know, 1 million users or whatever, then they get special discounts or whatever. Okay. So yeah, so that's pretty crazy, right? So I don't exactly know what's in the Competition and Consumer Act of 2010, but it's crazy. It's just too long to look through. I started looking through it and I'm like, I have no idea what any of this means. I have no idea what any of this means. So, but under there, they basically say that there is a guarantee in respect to goods and services supplied, and our liability to breach those guarantee may not be excluded, but may be limited. Our liability for such breach is limited to, in case of supplying goods, replacing the goods or supply equivalent goods, or replacing the goods, or in the case of supply of services, supplying the services again, or paying the cost of having their services supplied again. So they basically are saying that, like, yeah, but it's not limited, but not limited to. They have a liability to replace the goods that were lost. Donate $1,000. Yeah. I do have a donation. I don't remember what the command is, guys. Hold on. From my own reading on law, it's not an expert or a lawyer, but if you write a terms of services or any legal agreement that very transparent it is and it's biased and used to scam, it can be denied as a legal defense. Like I said, I'm not a lawyer or any, you know, legal expert or anything like that, so I'm assuming it probably could. But the way that they have this, like, linking everything is kind of weird, right? Hold on one second, guys. Let me get, if you guys do want to donate, hold on. The more verbiage, the more lawyers have to read and work around to find loopholes. Rip, it's 99 pages used for the courtroom. This one's only actually 21 pages at 11 fonts, so it's not too bad, but it's still a lot of pages. It is crazy. All right, so if you do want to tip, here's the tipping link, guys. Yeah, this is crazy. But here's the, you know, the complete Competition and Consumer Act of 2010 for Australia. Indemnity. This is really kind of crazy, right? So basically they say you agree to indemnity for us, which means, you know, they're not responsible, right? For all damages, losses, penalties, fines, expenses, and costs, including legal costs, which arise out of or relate to the use of this website, or your breach of these website terms. Any information that you provide us via the website, or any damage that you may cause to this website. It includes, without limitation, liability relating to copyright infringement, defamation, invasion of privacy, trademark infringement, and breaches of the Australian, you know, the Australian Act. Okay, so You know, if you decide to sue them, you know, you're in charge of the legal costs for it. Crazy. Promotion, basically they're just saying that they give promotions out every from time to time. More verbiage. Lawyers have to read and work and find the loopholes. Rip. Yep. Everything about this feels sketchy, guys. Everything about this feels sketchy. Access to the website may be withdrawn at any time without notice. These terms and conditions will survive any such withdrawal. So even if you get withdrawn from the website without notice, like they don't have to tell you why, they just say, oh, we're gonna, you know, get rid of you guys, and you just get rid of you, and we don't have to tell you why, but all the terms and conditions will survive even after you've been withdrawn. You're still bound to them. It's crazy. Earth 2 is basically a online virtual real estate of the entire world. People buy plots of land, virtual plots of land, not real plots of land, and they are basically betting that the price will go up for demand. That's kind of what it is. The access one got you laughing. Yeah. It's crazy. Basically, they can drop you for no reason. So they can drop every single one of their users just because they want to. That's what that access means, right? You can have your access removed just because they want to. They don't have to tell you. It just says without warning. Governing law and jurisdiction basically says that everything in here goes by the laws of the New South Wales, Australia will apply. Okay, like in relation to any disputes, you submit exclusive jurisdiction to the courts of New South Wales. This is really important. I'm gonna put this in green. This is like insane, guys. This is just like ridiculous. Basically, they're saying that any disputes that you have against this company have to go through New South Wales, Australia. So regardless of where you are, like, it's crazy. If you access the website in jurisdiction other than New South Wales, Australia, you are responsible for compliance with the laws of that jurisdiction. Okay? Like, you're responsible. So if you lose money because you're outside of New South Wales, Australia, then you lose money and that's on you. These TOSs are tighter than an online casino. Yeah, it's crazy. So far, they only sell Google Map scores. They're not Google Map. They are actually Mapbox. And that's right here. This is the pricing for Mapbox. They pay per user. Monthly loads, right? But yes, Mapbox is very similar to Google, but it's through Mapbox. But yeah, so basically, like, everything, if you sue them, you're suing according to the New South Wales, Australia, and then if you're outside of that area, basically you're the one that was supposed to be responsible to know if you could do anything or whatnot. Crazy, right? Crazy. This is part B. So part B, if you remember, is the registered users, I believe, right? Applies to all registered users of the website. So again, all of that we just read are people that are just looking at the website, right? All users of our website, whether you are just browsing or just registered user capable of buying or selling land plot. So anyone who is a registered user is part of part A, which we just talked about, as well as anyone who just opens up their website without even looking at it. They're just browsing, right? So any of that we just read is all included for pretty much everyone. Now part B, which is what we're going to get into, it applies to all registered users of the website. Okay, this is important to pay attention to because it does change things. Potato, yeah, potato, yeah. It sounds a lot like a Ponzi scheme. I'm not saying it is, but buyers beware. Exactly. Like this is just me like showing you like what exactly you are looking into, right? Like these are things that you are agreeing to when you sign up for an account. So that first part that we read is included in signing up. However, that first part also applies to anyone who's even looking at the website. Okay, now this is specifically for actual members who actually sign up for the website. Here's hoping they snuck in the South Park gag where Steve Jobs is gonna make you into a human centipede. Oh man. A key element of the website developers will be the interactions between users. Okay, yeah, so basically they're saying developers are going to work with users. We encourage these rich interactions, but of course you are required to conduct yourself in a lawful and respectful manner. Okay, you know, that's understandable, right? They don't want people going out and, like, you know, swearing at each other and cussing and creating fights. That, you know, this is like, you know, basically, you know, be nice. Don't cause problems. Be you know, professional here. To buy and sell virtual land, to post information to the website, or to otherwise interact with users on the Earth 2, you must become a member. So you must agree to these terms and conditions. To become a member, you must complete your registration details in a manner described on the website. Membership is free, but not transferable. Okay, so it is free to sign up. The registration uses the account by another person without obtaining prior expression is a real immediate suspension of your account. I mean, that's understandable. No sharing accounts, guys. Any attempt to do so or assist others or the distribution of instructions, software, or tools or purpose will result in accounts being terminated. Okay, that's, you know, that's normal. Like, this is just stuff that's like in every terms of services, right? Don't share your accounts. Your accounts are yours. Don't share it with anyone else. You acknowledge and you agree to be responsible for maintaining the confidentiality of your account information, including your password and all activity associated with your account. Okay, if there's anything suspicious, we may, but this is really interesting. If there are, oh my goodness, I can't read. If there is suspicious activity related to your account, we may, but are not obligated to request additional information from you, including authenticating documents and to freeze transaction and pending review. Okay, this is saying that they can basically say, oh, you want to withdraw $5,000? We're gonna hold that, and we want more information from you, and we're gonna request more information from you. And if you don't, it will result in suspension and termination of your account. Yeah, and you can't make third-party tools for it either, because payments go regularly update the same. Yeah, you are required to notify us immediately of any authorized use of your account. Okay, yeah, no, that's normal, right? For the avoidance of doubt, any user who violates these rules may be terminated immediately and held liable for losses incurred by the user. This is kind of crazy. This I think is like so scammy. Okay, you must be 18 years of age or over to use the website. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. If you are under 18 years of age, you must have your parent guardian register on your behalf. What? If you're buying and selling land plots, you should not be able to use this if you're under 18. That's just like, yeah, this is basically just saying, okay, let's get kids in here. It's insane. I'm not gonna lie, how the F did this game even get one player wants to trade virtual land to self-controlling solely a few guys that can manipulate the market however they wanted and without? Well, that's because Earth 2 owns 50% of the land. That's why. That's exactly what I was thinking. I bet their authentication requires you sending them your, oh yep, get there, we'll get there. Or Ugo, there's a, we'll get there alongside your mother's maiden name and your pet's first name. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff that is in that they request for you to do this. So that's, they can con the children. Yeah, so this is exactly why they can con their children. They're the easiest ones to con. Yep, exactly. Okay, so this line here is like totally just scummy. I wouldn't say scammy, but scummy. This is a scum move right here. If they're doing like online realty, you should not have like anyone under the age of 18 on here. It's just crazy. Earth 2 probably gave YouTubers sponsors of free land in the hopes that they will sell it back for compensation. Maybe. I don't know. I would assume they probably did that. I mean, that's, you know, trying to get the word out there. By registering a member of the website, okay, you agree to abide by these terms set out below. Okay, this is your obligation as a member. Number 1 is like, what the heck? You acknowledge that any information or material submitted by you to the website is and will be treated, okay, this is where it's really crazy, by us as non-confidential and non-proprietary, and we may use that material without restrictions. What? Okay, you got to think about that. Any material submitted, so your bank information, your credit card information, you know, any personal information you put in there, your birthday, your name, everything is treated by them as non-confidential and non-proprietary, and we use the information without restriction. You basically are telling them that they can use any of that information anytime they want and can sell it to other people. That's my understanding of this, and I am pretty sure that is how it is. No, this is Earth 2. This is Earth 2. This is straight from their Earth 2 website. Right here at the go down to the very bottom, terms and conditions, very, very bottom here, terms and conditions. It's right there. Okay. This is for Earth 2. But yeah, so basically any information that you upload to the site, anything submitted, is now non-confidential and non-proprietary, and they may take and use any of the material without restrictions. What the heck? Yeah, it's like, yeah, you want to buy some information about the person? I have their banking information. You can just pull as much money out as you want. Here you go. I'll sell it to you for $100. It's like, it's insane. It's ridiculous. Really, really crazy. When you submit, this is, I think this is where I'm kind of at. Okay, so this is where we're at. So I haven't really read anything past here. Okay. Oh yeah. So when you submit material to the website, you assign all copyright material to them. So if you have something that is yours, like say you have you upload a design, right, for something, for like in the future, if you could upload designs for a building or whatever, like a 3D model or whatever, you're giving that copyright to them. So you forfeit your right to that object. It now belongs to them. I wonder if it's to approach them to try to buy data and see if they'll break the Data Protection Act. I don't know. It's crazy. I'm sure, I don't know. I don't want to say what they could be doing. I'm just saying, like, according to their terms and conditions, this is what they have on there. I'm just saying this as what they have on there. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a legal advisor. I don't know any like law stuff like this. I'm just going off of pure of what I'm reading. As a general rule, operating must be verified parent consent before collecting personal information online from children under 13. So their 18 rule might not hold up a COPA. That might be, that also would be interesting. But is that part of the New South Wales one? Because all legal allegations have to go through New South Wales. So suddenly your face is on Shuttershock. It's insane. Yeah, so you are responsible for protecting the confidentiality of your member details and password. Okay, so you know you're responsible for your username and password and any activity that occurs using your member profile. Okay, that's normal. You acknowledge that we cannot confirm the identity of other members and prevent them acting under false pretenses. I mean, that's basically saying, like, that's an anonymity, right? Like, it's, yeah. You will not post or transmit any material information or conduct any dealing and otherwise treat virtual land in a way which is likely to be offensive, defamatory, obscure, unlawful, misleading, deceptive, vulgar, harmful, threatening, abusive. Yeah, so this is crazy. This right here, basically, because I'm making this video, I cannot be part of Earth 2. right? That's what this says. So I cannot post or transmit any material information which is likely to be offensive, defamatory, obscene, unlawful, misleading, deceptive, vulgar, harmful, threatening, abusive, harassing, or ethically or religiously objectable. So by me saying like this is kind of sketchy, I can no longer be a member of Earth 2, or if I do become a member of Earth 2, then they can remove my account, as we saw above, just because I have, you know, broken number 5 underneath the member obligations. But they don't have to tell you that. They can just ban you. Your card details in Second Earth, it's our comrade. Yeah. I mean, the jurisdiction you reside applies across all unless they're religion locked to New South Wales IRC. Like, I can sue someone in the UK for violating US laws as they're allowing customers in the US. Yes, they actually mentioned that up here, right here, governing law and jurisdiction. It says laws, basically if your dispute arises, the New South Wales, Australia will apply. In relation to any such disputes, you will submit exclusive jurisdiction to this New South courts of the New South Wales, Australia. If you access website outside of this jurisdiction, you're responsible for compliance with the laws of that jurisdiction. That was their governing law and jurisdiction part of the terms and conditions. So yeah, basically if you post anything that's like negative, so then you cannot have a member's account, or you can get it removed from you for no reason. Well, I mean for a reason, but they don't have to tell you what that reason is. Also right here is basically along the same thing. You don't disrupt the flow of dialogue or otherwise act in a manner which is negative against other members. So me saying that this is a scam or this is very shady is also breaking that rule, and makes it so that, you know, this no longer is you know, crazy. I don't know why the 6 got highlighted, but it did. You can't impersonate anyone else. I mean, that's, you know, duh. You got to be yourself. You agree to provide current, accurate, and up-to-date information about yourself and required under these terms. Accurate, up-to-date information about yourself. So you need to make sure that everything you put on there is accurate. If you change your address, you have to update it automatically, like as soon as you can. Does anyone know if they got any protection from COPA and or Data Protection Act? I don't know. Let me give you the link to what the whole legal proceeding is on this, because it is absolutely crazy. Here's what they're like falling under, right? So there's that 491 page document if you want to read over it. I'm not going to read over it, it's too complex, but there it is. There's the link for it. So you can read over what exactly incorporates under what they're claiming here. You cannot post or transmit any unsolicited advertising or promotional material, so you can't go on their website and post something for somewhere else. Any material which you post may be removed from us on the website without notice at any time. I mean, that's understandable. That's pretty normal, right? They post something that they don't like, they can remove it. You will not post or transmit any material which is copyrighted by its owner by another person. Okay, that's basically covering their butts. But yeah, that's important to know. And you warned that all material is your original work and not sourced by any third party. So you can't upload anything that is done through you know, Etsy or Fiverr or something like that. Okay, everything has to be done by you and you alone. You can't have anyone else. You will not post any material which contains viruses. You know, that's duh. That limits, you know, come to your whatever. You accept any material or information provided by you to be posted in the website or any other member or guest to be read. That's crazy. I know they're talking mostly about like copyright stuff, but this could also be for anything, right? Any material or information provided by you may be posted in the website for any other member or guest to read. That's pretty crazy. Like, this is, so many red flags here, guys. This is crazy. Our role: we are not responsible for any user generated content posted on or through the website. They're not responsible for anything that users put on there. They are entitled to monitor, you know, and moderate any user generated content. However, we are not required to do so. They're not required to monitor anything, or at any particular frequency, or any particular manner. So they don't have to. They can, but they don't have to. So they could just disappear. They literally could just disappear, and they're not, you know, they don't have to, you know, moderate anything. It's crazy. So you could leak people's card details and be like, since point 13. Yes, yeah. That's my understanding. I mean, no lawyer, but that's what it says. How much is the plotted pixels gonna cost me, like high end? So if we actually have one here, for instance, so this one was bought with $E. I don't know what the translation is for $E. Maybe it's 10 cents, maybe it's 1-to-1. I don't know what it is. But so they purchased this for $10.11, right? The plot is now worth $5,563 if to sell it, but if you want to buy it right now, it's $5 million. This is Jeffrey Epstein's private island in the British Virgin Islands. Okay, so this is crazy. Like this is what someone's trying to sell this as, right? This is on the Earth 2 app. Okay, like it's insane, absolutely insane. So there are other locations that are like $4,000 for, like, is it 1-to-1? Okay, it is 1-to-1. Okay, so like there are airports or, you know, big buildings that are worth like $4,000, $5,000 to purchase it. It's insane. Poland is around $1 per empty plot. Okay, so some areas are less and some are more. It depends on where you're at. Like all of New York City is already purchased up, so because it's already purchased up, the price is going to be a lot higher inside New York. Say go to a small town in Idaho or something like that. The general terms and conditions state that a minor violation in the general prohibition to play the game, the general condition, is unreasonably onerous. Yeah. Dutch law on EULA ROS general terms and conditions should not be unreasonably onerous. It's crazy. That's why we're going through it. Someone set their price. Of course, they won't get that money. Yeah, they probably won't get that money. But even like the price that they say in game is still 4,924% above the price that they purchased it for, and that's set by the game. Whatever, the simulation, whatever you want to call this thing, by the company. This company set this land for $5,563. That's what the price is of it, and they bought it for $10. I'm in the wrong business. I should become a soul-sucking scam machine. If you do, you need to create terms and conditions like this one. We will not enter into discussion about the basis of any moderation decisions which we make on a final basis in our own discretion. So whatever they say happens, and that's how it is, and they don't have to say why. That's just how it is. This smells on all fronts. It does. It does. We do not warrant that we will respond to questions or comments submitted to you by our websites. Okay, so if you have a question, or like you say, I did this and I didn't get paid back, or I can't, my funds aren't transferred back to me, right? I tried to withdraw my funds and it didn't get withdrawn for me. They do not have to respond to questions or comments submitted to you by their website. They don't have to respond to you. They can just leave it alone. Say, oh, well, whatever. What? Oh boy. If you download any material for the website, you acknowledge that we are not liable for any... Yeah, this is crazy. We are not liable for you for any loss or damage, however, caused arising from the download or subsequent use of our downloaded material. So if you download something and something happens to your computer, they're not liable for it. You know, you can't adapt, reproduce, distribute, to transmit, display, or publish and create derivative works from any downloaded material. Okay, that's normal, right? That's copyright. Not being funny, but a good scam TOS has to be worded so a judge will struggle to understand what is being said and confused. This judge will easily see through and throw it out. Yep, I think you're right. But I think what really is going to be affected by this is what is the jurisdiction, like the the New South Wales Australia jurisdiction, and how does that play into the whole thing. And according to their Competition and Consumer Act right here. So I think that plays a huge role into this as well. But I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. Like I said, I don't know legal advice. This is just what I understand as a normal person from reading the terms of services. And what red flags this shows up to me. Okay. You may not commercialize any information, products, or services from the downloaded material. Okay, so you basically can't sell it. Okay, that's normal. We do not warrant that any material you submit to the website will be protected against loss. Let's just read that again. We do not warrant that any material you submit to the website will be protected against loss, misuse, or alterations by third parties. They basically just said that we can sell your information, we can give your information to anyone because, oh, we lost it, or we misused it, or third parties are altering it. What? What? Wow. That's crazy. Any material, guys, any material. So when you're uploading your bank information, that is considered a material. Doing my own digging, FTC has agreements with the Australia government website hosted on the foreign jurisdiction must comply with COPA if they are directed to children in the US. However difficult this is enforcing in practice, under the rural operations are required to. Okay, so they have to follow with the rules of COPA. Okay. That's crazy. Run from this. Exactly, run from this. Like, this sentence right here should scare the crap out of everyone. This sentence alone should scare the crap out of you. Any material website will be protected. Yeah. Oh, it's yeah. We do not warrant that any. So basically, they're saying we don't. If you lose any of your stuff, then it's lost, misuse, or alterations. Whatever. We do not warrant that we will post your information or material to the website. If we elect in our sole discretion to post your material to a website, we do not warrant that the material information you submit will be posted within a certain time frame, or if at all. Same as GDPR, jurisdiction matters. Big oof on with the legal system in New South Wales. Yeah. Kind of annoys me that suspicious projects like this bring a bad name on the crypto NFT game market, and there are some more decent ones around. Yeah, I mean, like, people, like, a lot of people are comparing this to crypto, and it's very similar. It's very similar to crypto because you're buying a digital asset, or basically just an image of a area plot that has no functionality outside of digital. And you're basically gambling that the price will go up, just like cryptocurrencies, right? Cryptocurrency has no face value itself as much as the value of what people say it's worth. It's the same thing with this. So in the aspects of crypto, this is very similar to crypto, except for the fact that they, I think, is also in here later on down, they can manipulate any prices as they see fit. Dogecoin and Shiba coins are a great example of this. Yes, that's a great example. I would bet the bottom dollar the developers have tickets to Bahama on standby. They say they are trying to work on a crypto chain on here, but I don't know how. Like, I think that's farther down. They talk about that farther down. You identify us. Basically, you are giving us and our relative bodies, corporate and our directors, employees, against any claims by a third party arising out of the breach of these terms, either by you or a person using your username or password, or whether or not you have authorized that person to use your word. Okay. Basically, you can't give it out. Okay, just don't give out your stuff. All right, buying and selling virtual land. Part C. So part C, if we go up here, we can read that part C is which applies to all registered users of the website when they buy and sell virtual land. Okay, and something, because they cut it out. And what? And again, there's a couple things that are really weird. You have virtual land up here, and then there was a spot that basically they'd never completed in their sentencing. It was really weird. It says "oh" at the end. Anyway, yeah, so it's like there's some issues with this. Copy and pasted their terms, probably. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, and took out whatever they didn't want to have in there. A key aspect of this platform will be the ability to registered users to buy and sell land in the tiles. Yep, that's normal, right? Virtual land. This is really important that you pay attention to. It's virtual land, not real land. To be eligible to buy and sell land, you must first register a user in the website as set in part B above. Okay, so you have to, you know, give lawful and actual information on your up-to-date information about you. And you can't pretend to be anyone else. Hold on 1 second here. Okay. Each tile of virtual land will be virtual equivalent of real world measurements of approximately 10 by 10 meters. Although they may not all be exactly identical size. And we have seen that, you know, some of the areas are larger just because it's a type of building. You are either paying the publisher or another player. Yeah, essentially. The size of and positioning of the virtual land is established and controlled by our in sole discretion. So they control the size and they can adjust it however they want. The first sale of each tile land will be based on the value that we assign in USD. So they assign the price. Future sale between registered users will be stuck at a price agreed between those two users. So the users can set their prices. All subsequent sales of virtual land between registered users must be conducted through the marketplace that we provide on the website. So it must be done, you know, you have to use their website. We do not promise that the marketplace will always be available. I mean, that's normal, right? That's like saying that it will never be down, or that there will be uninterrupted connection between the marketplace or any of the payment accounts. That's normal. I mean, you can't guarantee something's going to be up 100% of the time. I mean, you look at every single game or anything, there's always going to be downtime. Bitcoin is because of the technology advantage it procures. This garbage only provides disadvantages. Yes, the way that they're trying to sell this is that it's going to be. I mean, we can look up here. Where is it? Right here. The Matrix and Ready Player One. That's what they want it to be. They want it to be similar, immersive virtual reality, similar to the Matrix and Ready Player One. They want it to be like a real world, like VR. And the way they do that is by our team. They have, who I think we looked in, someone looked into them, Dylan Seo, who is the co-founder of Oculus, right? Oculus Rift. So he is on the advisory team, guys, just advisory team. But someone looked him up, I guess, in their Discord and showed that he wasn't active for the past 3 months. I don't know. I haven't done that research. That was just from what I overhearing something, but that's not actual fact. I don't know that for sure. This game is great to take out dumb and DNA from the gene pool. Yeah. I feel the concept of this game was based on how communist China manages its real estate market by having imaginary buyers and sellers for like 90%. Jeez. Freelance team, here's some money to put our company on your LinkedIn. Yes. Yeah. We do not promise that the marketplace will be available. Yeah, I mean, we already read that. Sales of virtual land will be conducted in credits on the website that are equivalent to USD. Okay. So everything will be marked as dollar to dollar. It is each user's responsibility to ensure that they have sufficient credits to fund the transaction. Transactions are made using credits, are ultimately settled through payments of USD amounts, so everything is through the US dollar. to the website credits between payment accounts, credit cards, or any other method that we accept at the time of purchase. For instance, we may in the future expand to cryptocurrencies. So they're leaving themselves open if they want to do cryptocurrency, like they want to do Bitcoin or Ethereum or something like that. Each registered user must maintain a valid payment account. So you can't put in a one-time credit card and flip it over. So you can't do like the one-time burner credit cards that you can get online. Some banks do those, so you can't do that. Linked and valid credit card or otherwise approved method at the time from time to time through which payments to the website credit-based transactions can be made, and must ensure that the details of the account are kept up to date within the website. So if you move, you need to update it. It doesn't say, it says valid credit card or other approved methods at the time. So it doesn't say you need both. The website will maintain a register of account balances credits for convenience, but the accounts behind the payment methods are operated separately from us, and we are not responsible for their operation, balances, or securities. Yikes, guys. So the balances are not done by the website, they're done by a separate entity, and they're not responsible for their operations, balances, or accuracy. So if something doesn't match up, then it's the other, they're basically whoever they're putting their money into, that's who's doing it. So if they lose your money, then they basically say, oh well, the other company lost it, not us. Another reason I suspect a Ponzi scheme is that they're promising things like full VR implementation, resource collection, and a lot of other stuff. They show no proof of that they're even capable of implementing it. Yeah, so I mean, the resources you can actually see on the plots, not on this one. I don't know if I have the plot, but there are ones that show like the resources, like if you're actually in it and looking at the land, you can actually see that there are resources that could be mined from that area. However, they're all zeros right now. There is no actual resources on those plots of land, so you're just basically buying land without knowing what's underneath it. Crazy. If a registered user who holds the rights of any virtual land wishes to sell that virtual land, it can be placed for land and sale in the marketplace. Yep, so you can sell your stuff if you want to. Other registers can bid on that land, and a successful buyer, as determined by the seller, will become eligible to take the land. Okay, subject to payment agreement placed on the seller and the person who is selling the land, basically, and a relevant transaction fee. So this is how they're getting their money right here, guys. They're getting their money because they're doing a transaction fee, and they get a transaction fee. They get the transaction fee cost. Basically, don't use your land for inciting any type of behavior. So like if you buy, let's say, you know, you buy the Vatican, which I think was like $4,000 or something like that. But I think someone actually bought it. If you buy that, you can't say, oh, this is Christian here. You can't come if you're Christian or Catholic or whatever. Phase 2 has not started yet. Yes, I know. Right now it's just phase 1. In 1 month it should be resources will appear first on one country for rehearsal. Yeah. So I mean, they haven't done phase 2 yet. Yeah, phase 1 is strictly just buying land, and you have no idea what's underneath that land. You just buy it. If we reasonably consider that you have breached these causes, clause 5 of part B of these terms, payment of the amount you is your sole and exclusive remedy in respect to the election required. The virtual land is reasonably designed to protect our legitimate interests and operations. Yeah, basically they don't want to say like, yeah, so make sure you follow the rules. Nothing, no race, no religion, so there's going to be no KKK groups or anti, you know, establishment groups or anything like that. You can't have them in here. And no idea if there will ever be a game. Yeah, no one knows if there's a game right now. It's just on the website, right? And apparently the Jeep that they show in their opening scene is a free asset from the asset store. That's pretty good, right? You must agree to the land between the two of you. If payment is not successfully received, then the sale will not proceed. I mean, yeah, it's normal, right? So if they don't have enough, then payment doesn't go through. We will settle disputes in rotation of any ownership of land according to the processes that we have maintained for the purpose from time to time. This is interesting. They always put this in here. From time to time. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do some of these. If not, whatever, we don't really need to. Just from time to time, we'll look at it. We buy your land for original price. Did I miss that? Where did it say that? Other registered can bid on the land. Successful determined by a seller will become eligible to take the ownership of the virtual land, subject to paying an agreement pays the seller virtual land and payment to us for the relevant transaction fee. Further than this, I don't see anything which talks about we buy your land. If they rebuy at original price, it's only credits, therefore not going to help you. Well, credits are one-to-one sales. Oh, you're right. Where was that? So if they give you credits, that's only credits that can't be sold out. That's like when you return something to Walmart, you can only buy something from Walmart. You can't turn it into real cash value. You have to buy something else inside the game. Wow. Okay. I mean, a lot of companies do that. It's how they keep money. But I gotta find, where is that? After the racial religious stuff. Okay. In addition to other rights we may have under these terms and conditions of law, including the right to cancel your membership without compensation. Yep. That's actually kind of important. So we may elect to compulsory acquire virtual land from you without notice. Oh, but that's if they decide to take it out, right? For the price you paid for that virtual land. If we reasonably consider that you have breached the clause of 5% of the terms, so if they think that if we reasonably consider that you have breached the clause in 5, then they can take your land for you at whatever it is. Payments in that amount are sole and exclusive remedy in respect to our election acquiring virtual land is reasonably designed to protect our legitimate interests and operations. Okay, that's crazy. The verbiage is very important, yeah. First paid, yeah. So that you first paid for the land. So if you first paid like 10 cents for the land, but it's now worth $100 or $1,000 or, you know, $1 million, they'll pay you back the $1 you paid for it, 10 cents or however much you paid for it at first. Doesn't matter what it was. This is crazy. Have you looked up how much credits are in US? It's 1-to-1 US dollar. But then they can turn around and resell the land at their cost. Of course they can. Yeah, that's up top. They can sell it for any price that they want. Nature of rights in virtual land. The value of land is not yet assigned ownership by any particular user set, and this. Okay, so they basically say any land that is not owned by anything, they can put the price at however they want. Including by the use of algorithms that respond to various feedbacks, including the apparent supply and demand in the desired plot. Okay, basically, they can change the price according to supply and demand. There's no inherent value of any land, and the value in particular blocks the virtual land. There is no inherent value in any virtual land, and the value in particular blocks a virtual land, and in virtual land generally may fluctuate in value over time to time various factors including user demand and our algorithmic determination of our land values. This video is going to be like an hour long. It's going to be insane. Hey, just joined the stream for day. Whose stream was this? Is Earth 2's Terms of Services? Yes, that's not the game you were just playing yesterday, is it? No, that was Dream World. Oh no, the other game I was on was Lost Memories. No, this is for Earth 2, guys. Yeah, the indie game was an indie game of a developer who wanted me to try it out and show him some bugs, and we found quite a bit of them, and he's actually already fixed them, which is pretty cool. This paragraph is required to make it legally not an investment. Yep, exactly. There is no inherent value of anything that you put into land. So you paid, you know, $100 for this piece of land. It doesn't have any inherent value. You basically are giving us $100, and then we're giving you 100 of our dollars to buy this land, but the land has no inherent value. Yeah, demand by our algorithmic determination of land values. I mean, they can change their algorithm to say whatever they want, right? Your rights in any virtual land are not ownership and are conferred by contract only for the purpose of transaction within the website and registered users. Those rights are expressly subject to all of the terms that apply to use of the website and require you to remain a registered user of the website. So you don't own the land. Right, you don't own it. You just have the rights to it. We reserve the right in the future to convert your holdings of virtual land or any equivalent credits held in Earth 2 platform to an equivalent value of a cryptocurrency that we may create in the future. So they may take anything that you own and convert it into cryptocurrency without, you know, instead of being the $8 or whatever, they turn it into a cryptocurrency. Any conversion that would be conducted in at a valuation reasonably determined by us. They do say reasonably determined, but oh man, sounds like BitConnect. Yeah, found the registration data for the UK company. May I post a link? Yes, you can. Go ahead, please. All this and you don't even end up owning anything. Exactly. Earthcoin. Yeah, that's what it will be. I'm sure it'll be called Earthcoin. I'm sure that's what it's fine. Yeah, go ahead and post it. Yeah, what do we got? Earth 2 Limited history, filing history. So what is this exactly? This is registration data for the UK company. Oh, but they haven't even completed it, right? Or did they actually complete it? Overview. Oh no, it's active. Okay, so here's their company, guys. Started in the 31st of January. Oh, no. Yeah, it started at the end of January, so February, basically February 1st, like that's when it started. I'm gonna keep this here in the document. Oh, let's put this up at the very bottom. UK company filings. Billing? I think that's how you spell it. Alright. Thank you. Appreciate that. Where did you find this Earth 2? It's becoming popular, and there's people who have hundreds of thousands of dollars as assets inside of the game. Website. Whatever you want to call this. Earth 2. So this is right here where we have this again. They mention this. There's too much in it to be able to notice. As if the blank 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 act or any other legislation states that there is a guarantee in respect to goods or services supplied, and our liability for breach of that guarantee may not be excluded but may be limited. Our liability for such breach is limited to in case of a supply of goods, replacing the goods or supplying equivalent goods or repairing the goods, or in case of the supply services or supplying the services, the cost of services again. So basically they're saying that if it is against this, like you're guaranteed to get something back, then they have to give it back to you. Domain was bought, updated on January 2nd. This is definitely a rug pull. I mean, yeah, it just started. They just started this. That says, if we are found to break the law, we're not at fault. Okay, yeah. May not be excluded, may be limited. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's... The fact that people are buying into this legitimately scares me. I mean, it looks like crypto, right? So people want to get into it while it's early. And if it does turn into an actual legitimate company and legitimate game and legitimate, you know, everything, they are walking away with a lot of money. But that's, again, they're gambling, right? It's an if. It's an if. And with these terms of service is what the reason we're going through this. Again, we're only on page 13 of 21 here. If this is legitimate, they are going to make a lot of money. But the problem is like, we don't know. And the way that they have their terms and conditions on here is just so sketchy. Like, they're basically pulling anything that they say is we're not liable for anything that happens and we can do whatever we want with your information. Like, that is scary, guys. Like, this is like red flag central in here. And the thing is like, no one ever goes through the terms and conditions, right? No one ever reads them. I mean, seriously, who has legitimately opened up a game, say World of Warcraft, and gone into the terms and conditions and read every single word of the terms and conditions? I can guarantee you it's less than 0.01% of the population base that has ever played World of Warcraft. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. And that's like, and the thing is like, they have crazy things in there too. Like, you can't, like, you try to sue them over something, they basically say, no, you signed this, that you can't sue us over in-game stuff. Everything is not real content. I mean, it's all stuff that's like in here as well. But the thing is like, they do this so that they can cover their butts in case they do go to the court or whatever for certain things, that they're not liable for things. And you agreed to them and you said that you would follow by them. Whether or not that can hold up in court is another story. I don't know that side, but that's what they're trying to do with any type of terms of services, ULA, anything like that, you know, user agreements, anything. They're trying to basically make it so that they're not responsible for things that happen inside their company. Okay. Now the way that they have everything in here is crazy. Like, being able to sell your information for whatever reason they want. Did we miss a bunch of stuff here? We did. We missed a bunch of stuff. Okay, we got to go back. We skipped to the liability because there was we talked about the liability issue right here. So we actually we need to go back up. So we're not actually on that part. Okay, so we're right here. Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. Solomon King, thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you for the follow. Nocturnal Knife, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Rights in virtual land are not assignable from your account to any other account other by the sales of contemplated by these terms. What? Rights in virtual land are not assignable from your account to any other account. If your membership is canceled in accordance with these terms, you cancel your use. Smoke, thank you for the follow or for the sub. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you, guys. If your membership is canceled in accordance with these terms, or you cancel your use of the website for any reason, you forfeit any virtual land assigned to your account, and we are not liable to you in any way. Wow. Wow, guys. Okay, so this ties up to the top part where they can basically ban you or delete your account for no reason because they said that they can, and they don't have to tell you why. If they do that, your membership is canceled and anything that you have is forfeited and you will not get any payouts. Oh. Thank you for the gifted subs, man. Thank you. Thank you for the gifted subs, man. Appreciate it. Sofa, welcome, man, for 2 months. 2 billion years. Any virtual land so forfeited returns to ownership by us will be made available for sale to other users at the price that's determined by us. Gosh, this is gonna be the crazy video, man. It'll take me forever to record this. Hey, I must just browsing stuff around about Dreamworld. I was wondering if I can ask you some questions about it. Go ahead, man. Go ahead and post some things on Dreamworld. Mouse clicker 3000. Go ahead. We can talk about that at the same time as this. Dreamworld is oh man, something else. Again, here's another issue right here. Those. It just ends with those. Those. That's the whole sentence is those. If you have converted virtual land holdings to a separate cryptocurrency, as permitted by these terms, you will maintain your rights to that cryptocurrency separately from your regulation to the website in accordance to the terms in government and cryptocurrency. So basically, if you convert your stuff to cryptocurrency and then your account gets deleted, then you still keep your cryptocurrency. Can I post links? Post links to their Earth 2? Like if you want to follow along, you just go to their Earth 2, but well, not their contact us, sorry. We want the... No, that's not it. Where's the Earth 2? Did I get rid of it? Here it is. Terms and conditions on the very bottom, but here's the link to the terms, guys. When you first tested this game out, did you notice that most of the assets used are mainly from the marketplace or also from the starter content of Unreal Engine 4? When I first started this, I have never done any game development. I've never looked into game development or anything like that, so I had no idea that they were actually like asset packs, whatever, in the game. But since, you know, doing my research, yes, I noticed that everything that are in there is an asset pack. And actually they have a new update that came out last night, and they put in a mini map, which is just an asset pack. They just slam in, they don't have to do anything to put it together. They just throw it in there and it gives them a mini map. Everything is just like a straight up asset that they put into the game. They didn't do any coding on their own. Oh, you can post any links you want in here, guys. Any links that are relevant to what we're talking about, please post them in here. You found a video from the dev and creator Shane Isaac. That would be interesting. Thank you for the 42 biddies. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. 32 biddies. 42 biddies. Go ahead, post it in here and we'll take a look at it after this. I'm a soon-to-be graduate student from computer game design, and I've studied most of the stuff on EU4. I mean, yeah, I have not. I have not done anything with EU4 Marketplace, so I don't know any of that. Like, I don't know what asset packs were. But since, you know, working along with Callum Upton, you know, you've seen, he's had a couple videos on this, of all, basically everything is just a straight-up asset post. Have you seen the films The Choice Is Ours by the Venus Pack Project? No, I have not. No, I'm not seeing it. Is it gonna work? Yeah, so go ahead and join my Discord. Send me it on Discord, okay, guys? If you have something and it's not going through on here, send it to my Discord. Join my Discord, send me a message. And I'll read it on there if it's not going through. Sometimes it catches some of the links because they're too close to other ones that are on here, and it thinks that it's a scam, so... oh, is that your... What is that? Oh, that's the video link. Okay. For the YouTube link. Okay, got it. Give me a second here.
The hall?
Got it.
Hello world.
That is the worst green screen, worse than mine. Okay, but we gotta watch this, guys. This is like... Okay. Yeah, we're gonna watch this. This should be interesting.
My name is Shane Isaac.
Oh, hold on. I gotta turn off my music here so we can hear what's going on. Probably need to turn this up a little bit. Alright. Ooh, that's too loud. Sorry, guys.
Hello world. My name is Shane Isaac and I invented Earth 2. I invented Earth 2 as an escape, an alternate reality that exists around us.
Why is his face like from top to bottom of the screen?
For free by everyone.
Wait, what was that?
A place for creativity, a place for creativity by everyone. Accessible for free by...
What was that? All right, we gotta change this here. Hold on. Playback speed 0.25. Let's see if we can find that.
A place that is accessible for free.
Yeah, it starts with hello world. Yeah. What is that? Is that World of Warcraft? That's the Easter egg? 5% cashback. Oh my gosh. Well, good thing you guys can't see the code at the bottom. That's ridiculous. Wow. Wow. This is their this is their pyramid scheme of it. Okay, guys. They have the link to their land on there in a oh man. Oh, I think he has it on the whole video. That was just a weird video. Okay, all right. Let's put this back up to normal speed. That's the heck, man.
Education, commerce, experiences, interaction, trade, and much more. A place that can reward hard work, exposure, and dedication. I did not want to create an experience where players felt as if they are just binary data on some unknown...
It's not the original videos from someone's channel? No, this is on the Earth 2 community channel.
I feel the concept of Earth 2 is very magical.
Earth 2 community.
In fact, we have
oh, yeah, I don't think it's the same one.
You are standing
okay.
in the same place in Earth 2 is a feeling I cannot perfectly describe.
This is just from community. It's not actually from him, I don't think.
The Earth 2 system is not online yet. I tell you that as I walk this planet, I already sense Earth 2 around me. An alternate reality should be felt from within.
Big Connect version 2. Yeah.
And I believe the
thank you for the follow, man. I appreciate it.
Will achieve
Arb economy. Thank you.
I need to thank
RB economy.
each and every single one of you. If I could do this personally with a hug, I surely would.
He's reading from a teleprompter.
Your support of this project has been second to none, and I am overwhelmingly humbled that so many thousands of people share the same dream with us from around the world.
Hundreds of thousands of people, guys.
I take screenshots of the positive comments, and when I'm feeling down, drained, and exhausted...
Oh, there was something else that showed up over here.
And exhausted, I read them.
Oh, that's just the green screen flickering out. Okay.
So I thank you. The reason I launched Earth 2 in November.
Yeah, you can see him literally reading. When you have your face this big, you can't do teleprompter.
We had no.
He's looking left. Mind you, left is a tell of a lie.
We had. 2020 has been an extremely bad year for many people with COVID stricken.
Right? Is you're recalling information, left is telling a lie.
We had actually planned to travel to America this year.
Not necessarily for everyone, but that's the general.
Was taken away due to COVID.
Like general tells of most people.
I looked at the future and I thought, well.
Right, you're recalling a memory. Left is you're trying to make something up.
And Earth 2 can be an escape for people in these type of situations.
So right now he's trying to basically sell you on emotion, right? We saw this with Dreamworld, trying to sell you on emotion.
And I thought 2020 has been a bad enough year for everybody.
Depends if you're right or left-handed.
Become this popular so quickly,
okay.
but I wanted to look back at 2020 and see that Earth 2 launched in 2020, and that we could look back and think, well, at least
it didn't launch in 2020.
2020. So
it just launched like a couple months ago.
I've got a message for coronavirus and any other future diseases that decide to stricken this world.
He's trying to appeal to your emotions. Exactly. He's trying to appeal to your emotions, guys.
To the coronavirus, I say, stuff you.
Coronavirus has nothing to do with Earth 2.
We have experienced about 12 months of growth in the past 2 weeks. Never in our wildest dreams did we expect this would occur in such.
He's telling people what they want to hear. Exactly. Yeah.
We soft launched on November 3, thinking that we would ramp up for maybe 3 to 6 months. We'd be able.
Mind you, he was not a legitimate company in the UK until February 1st.
Issues, and we knew that we would grow with a user base, but nothing like what we've experienced so far. We've been inundated with support, but also a lot of issues have occurred, and I apologize for that. I apologize that we haven't been able to handle that with the size of the team that we have. It did catch us off guard. The
size of the team, he has a huge team.
Experience like
for a startup thing like this
in 2 weeks is very hard to handle.
He's got like 30 people on his team.
That our team, I've got an amazing team around me, and they have been working very, very hard to keep up with support, to keep up with the.
They have some amazing designers on their team, apparently, and coders. So
functions online as we could.
What's up, Donsko?
Thank you very much for your patience. Early next year, we will be expanding our team to help give you a faster turnaround for a number of things, a number of areas.
This is why you never do a green screen that big, guys. Like you don't do a green screen that is that large. You just don't do it, because green screens are not made to be blown up that big for traditional, webcams. Again, here's the prices of everything, right? That is set by their algorithm. Okay, let's get back into this. So where are we at?
Walk you through.
Stop. Don't want to listen to you right now. Okay, so we are in the nature of rights and virtual land area. Okay, we have converted virtual land holdings to a separate cryptocurrency as permitted by those terms. You will maintain your rights. Okay, so you keep, we mentioned this, we'll maintain our rights, put our music back on, to your holdings if you convert it to crypto. If you don't, you forfeit any of your lands returned back to the ownership of them. Yeah, when you can see the pixels around your face. So in accordance to the terms of the government and the cryptocurrency, then those, that's it, that's all there is for this. Those, there's like 3 of these guys where there's like or at the very end of a sentence. I think we wanted to do this, I don't know, we'll do this like bright green. It's crazy. Yeah, exactly, Jovix. Yeah, I mean this whole thing is pretty crazy. Tax. Transaction involve virtual land between us and the user agreements and between users may be subject to tax. Duh. Any money that you make is subject to tax. However, a user is responsible for all taxations. Consequences of its use in website. Okay, so basically you are responsible for any of the taxes. They have nothing to do with it. Okay, that's basically saying that they're not going to give you a tax document at the end of the year because you pulled out so much money. So I mean, that makes sense. Yeah. Fund transactions. This is where it starts getting very interesting, guys. To deposit or withdraw funds, this needs to be pink. You must provide us with I think it's a little too dark. Let's do a little bit lighter. You must, oh my gosh, that just doesn't work. I need like an outline around them. Must provide us with current, complete, and accurate information. So you can't give false information. Such information may include, without limitations, details such as your full name, country, origin, email address, copies of identification, as well as your home address, phone number, your bank account and or credit card or card information, personal information. So without limitations, right? So details such as your full name, country, or origin. I mean, that's kind of understandable. Email address, yeah, that's fine. This is what's really kind of weird. Copies of identification as well. What kind of identification do they need that requires you to upload an additional something like your driver's license? You need to upload your driver's license. You need to update your, you need to upload your passport. You need to upload your bank statement. Like, what? Copies of identification. Yeah. As well as your home address, phone number, and your bank account and or credit card information. I mean, yeah, they need your bank account or credit card to be able to pull stuff out. But as we look up here, right, where is it? Right here, any information or material submitted by you or by the website will be treated as non-confidential and non-proprietary, and we may use that material without restrictions. Any information, guys, any information, and you have to supply them with your bank card, your I don't know, uploaded information, anything. It says any information, guys, any information or material submitted. And this is your members' obligation. You have to do this. The protection of your personal information is regulated by a privacy policy, which they don't have, I don't think. I don't know. We'll go down and see if they have a privacy policy. You agree that you're responsible to update your personal information whenever needed so that our records are always correct. We reserve the right to terminate your Earth-2 account and or refuse to deposit or a withdrawal if you provide false information. Duh. I mean, that makes sense, right? That's like saying, you know, I'm giving you false information and you have to go with it. No, if you have given false information, then they basically can terminate you. That's fine. But we'll still have it in there just because, you know, it's something that we need to say in. I'm still in shock. I mean, many TOSs will say stuff like that, but in this case it is super shady. Yeah, when you're dealing with one-to-one transaction of in-game currency to $1 and you're buying and selling in-game virtual goods, like, and saying that you basically they can do anything with your information that you update, and you're updating, you know, copies of identification. So your driver's license, your whatever card you have, your identification cards, your passport, whatever, if you're uploading that crap, guys, this is bad. Like, this has so many red flags. It's very scary, guys. You're basically gambling away, you're gambling your information, not just money. You're gambling your information about you. You acknowledge that we may refuse, halt, or reverse withdrawals and or ask you to verify your identification if we are unable to verify or authenticate any or some of your self-registration information you provide. So if they say we can't authenticate that this is actually you, so we're going to require you to upload something, and if you don't, then we're going to reverse the withdrawals or anything that you have. Yeah, Bishop Big, huh? I'm still in shock. Yeah, so giving away, yeah, your identity. Shane is disappointed. Yeah, this is insane, guys. You did not, or if you did not provide your full and comprehensive information needed to complete the withdrawal. Yeah, so if you don't provide anything, then they can cancel your account. I mean, that's, and then they get to keep all of your tiles that you bought, right? So if they're unable to verify or authenticate, right, any of the self-regulated information, if you did not provide us with full information, or we are obliged by law or regulations to do so. So if you're in an area that does not allow this to happen and you do this, they can take your account from you, right? I mean, that makes sense. Any terms capitalized in this clause and not already defined above have the same meaning given to those terms in the new tax system, Good and Services Act of 1999. So basically they took it from the new tax system of New South Wales. If I was a hacker with malicious intent, I would definitely target those guys. I would not trust those devs to keep the data safe. Well, they said they don't have to. They're not responsible for that. And then who to say that they won't just sell your info on the dark web? They totally said they can. We haven't gotten to the privacy part of this yet. So wherever the privacy is on here, then we can see what it says on there. And then who's to say that, yeah, now they offer Earth through virtual MasterCards. Are they doing Earth through virtual MasterCards right now? Is that actually a thing right now? I'm sure it probably will be if this becomes a huge thing, but yeah, so GST exclusive. The consideration to supply virtual land does not include GST. Taxable supply transaction involving virtual land may be taxable supply and subject to GST if it is involving learned. We already kind of talked about that above, right? This is just the subtext of it. Warranty that tax involves is issue regarding taxable supply. Okay, later GST reimbursement or indemnity. If either party has a right under the document to be reimbursed or indemnified by another party for the cost incurred in connection with this document, that reimbursement or indemnity includes the GMT component of that cost for which the input tax credit may be claimed by the party of the reimbursed indemnity. This is stuff I have no idea what this means. Basically tax auditing. Oh, I think these are like, did we see any of this in here? I don't know. Okay, where a supply made under or in connection with the document is progressive or periodic supply, subclause C, supplies to each component of the progressive and periodic supply as if it were a separate supply. I don't understand that. Sorry guys, I don't understand that part. That's way beyond me. Amazing how some people create content to slander an incredibly successful product, thinking outside the box. While openly resolving issues obviously inherent from hyper growth without even considering plausible explanation, we'll keep working hard, but thank you for the 20% sales spike. Yep, fast withdrawal. No way. Yeah. Alright, so here's the liability thing. We kind of already went into a little bit, but we'll kind of talk over it again. To the maximum extent permitted by the law, subject to the rest of the liability, we are not liable for any loss or damage, including, without limitation, any consequential loss, however caused, including by negligence. So if they're negligent with anything, they're not liable for any loss or damages, guys. Oh, that's a tweet from Shane. Wow. So they're not negligent for any, or I mean, if they're negligent, so like they just, you know, negligence covers this, anything that happens, right? They're not liable for any loss or damages in connection with your virtual land, including sales, purpose sales, failed transactions, disputes, transactions not recorded by our blockchain, TRAT recorded on our blockchain, or any forfeited virtual land. Does it actually say TRAT? I gotta see if that actually says TRAT. There's no way that says TRAT. We're not an acknowledgement, sir. Where are we? We're up here. Liability. Where are we on here? Where are we at? Yeah, we're in liability, right? To the maximum extent permitted. Okay. Failed transactions, dispute transactions not recovered for any forfeited virtual land. Did they change it already? Oh, I did that. I did that. Hold on, let me fix that. That was my fault. I messed something up. I dragged something on accident. Whoa. There we go. That was my fault. Okay. Not liable for any loss or damages, including limitations and consequential loss, however caused, including by negligence. So if they're negligent, they're not responsible for any suffered or connection with the virtual land, including sales, profitable, failed transactions. So if there's a failed transaction, like say someone bought a land for $550 and the $550 was taken from your account, but you didn't get the land, and the other person has the land still or whatever, it's a failed transaction. They're not responsible for any loss or damages. Today's sale totals are up by 20% because of those two videos where E2 declared scam. Unbelievable. Crazy. Yeah, so if there's failed transactions, they're not liable for anything. Any disputes or transactions not recorded on our blockchain or any forfeited land values. Okay, that's insane. Consequential loss means loss of revenue, loss of reputation, loss of profits, consequential loss, any type of loss, right? Indirect loss, loss of opportunities, including opportunities of arrangement with third parties, and loss of damage in connection with the claims against you and the third party. Basically, they're not liable for that, guys. If the competition, whatever this act is, right, or any other legislation states that there is a guarantee in respect to goods and services supplied and are liable, breach of that guarantee may not be excluded but may be limited. Our liability for such breaches, basically they have to pay you if it is other legislation states that they need to, then they have to pay you back. However, if it does not say that we have to pay you back, then they don't. Termination policy. Yay! What can they terminate you for? If any transaction information you engage or any in the website that breaches any applicable law, they can terminate you. I mean, that's normal. Contains virus, yeah. Defamatory, obscene, or offensive material. Okay, intends to solicit religion, so no doing race or religion or any type of whatever, no violence or discrimination. This is all stuff that's normal, right? Any legal duty owed by a third party, such as duty of confidence, promotes illegal activity, I mean, is threatening, abusive. I mean, this is all stuff that's normal, right? Given the impression that the user conduct originates from us or approved by us. I mean, so this is like saying that, oh, well, you know, this guy said that, or says that, oh yeah, this came from the owner, right? He said this and this and this. If he didn't actually say that, they can delete your account. Return service, essentially, if anything bad happens for any reason, it's not our fault. Yes, exactly. That's what it's saying. But it's not only if anything bad happens, it's their fault. They're also giving themselves the ability to sell your information. No impersonating or impersonation with no, so you can't impersonate another person. Contains or unsanctioned advertising, so you can't promote anything outside of what is there. If they attempt to transfer, novate, or sell their account, so no selling accounts, guys. For convenience upon Earth 2 providing word notice. Okay. If the user account is terminated without cause, Earth 2 may elect to acquire the user's digital assets as follow. In the case of credits, refunding the user the original purchase price of the credits. So if your account gets deleted, you will get the original purchase price. So no matter whatever it was, you get the original price of the credits. Case of virtual land, refunding the user the original price of the digital asset. The original price. Not the price that it says it's supposed to be. Land is supposed to be NFT on the blockchain, but you don't own it. Exactly. You can see Twitch chat from the restream bot here on YouTube. Yes, but Twitch can see YouTube chat. Yes, they can. They can see back and forth, guys. It's a back and forth communication between the two. It's really cool. I love it. Termination of access. Your access to the website and services will supply may be terminated at any time by us without notice to you. This gives them the opportunity to say we can terminate every single account that we want and don't have to give you a reason why. So we can delete everyone's account. And by doing so, we acquire all assets. Everyone who has invested heavily into this will soon be McCucking it. Yep, that's a possibility, or they could be making a lot of money. It could go either way. But the way that the terms of services are, which is what we're specifically stating on, has a lot of red flags. If we terminate your account, we will have no further obligations or liabilities to you. Again, this goes along with the top part. We supply made terminated at any time by us without notice. They don't have to tell you. They can just terminate you. And if you do that, they have no further obligations or liabilities to you. If you hold any digital assets at the time of your account is terminated, our digital asset terms will govern the treatment of those digital assets, which they stated up here. They will give you the original price of the land. Any exclusive liability for any provisions contained in these website terms which by their nature survive termination of the website terms will survive any such termination. So even though you get terminated, these website terms are still in effect. You still have to follow by them. Just because you got terminated doesn't mean you don't have to follow and do what they all say. Original price was 10 cents per tile. Yes, I believe so in most places. Some places were $1, but I believe the original tile price is 10 cents. So even if you bought the tile for $100, the original tile price is 10 cents, you're going to get 10 cents back, not the $100 you put in. It is high risk project, 90% will fail, not 10% will rise more than... Yeah, I mean, if you can actually withdraw stuff. There's been a lot of people who are having problems with withdrawals, but it states up here that even in the case of withdrawals, right here, any loss or damages, including you know, failed transactions or disputes or transactions not recorded. So they just say, oh well, you know, it's not recorded. It was a failed transaction and the disputes, whatever, you know, you lost your money. They're not liable for it. It's crazy. So they basically say, you know, you try to withdraw your funds, or they use $650 for your tiles, you try to sell them back to them for the price that they're stating. They don't have to do it. They could say that they lost it, and even they say like negligence on their side, they're not liable for anything. It's insane. Also, they don't have to withdraw your money. Exactly, they don't have to. Yep. Refund policy. Okay, so this is where it's very interesting. This is what we were kind of looking at. The purchase of the virtual goods in Earth 2 are instantaneous and final after payment is complete. So once the payment is complete, it's complete. It's final. There's no going back on it. There are no refunds. Virtual goods in Earth 2 will only be refunded if there is a technical issue. So only if there's an issue from their payment gateway. Check out systems of payment. So if you go through and it actually goes through and you say, oh wait, no, I actually don't want to do that, I want to pull this back, you can't. Sorry guys, no refunds. No refunds. Hold on, my kids are screaming. Give me 1 second guys, I'll be right back. Oh, okay. Still trying to find the services that uses trust payments. No dice. Wrong. For an order to sell, you have to find a buyer, and a buyer has to give his money, and that is a closed circle. Buyers sell 5% to E2. Yeah. They take a cut of the profits from each sale. Can't seem to find anything lower than 50 cents at the moment. Yeah, I mean, everything right now, when they first, so the original tiles were like 10 cents, guys. Most of them were like 10 cents for the original tiles, but the tiles all increase in price now that more people are on there. Again, that's their algorithm increasing the prices. They can increase and decrease the prices as they see fit. And that is up to them. They can do that as much as they want, and they have that in the terms of conditions here. E2, e-finance is exclusive to those 5% and buys selling new tiles. Yeah. They're making money off of each sale. We also agree to be bound by the digital asset term, which are annexed in these terms and conditions and marked A. The rights and obligations of parties under these terms do not merge on completion of any transaction contemplation by these terms. Termination of these terms will not affect any accrued rights or remedies of the parties. Noting that rights to the virtual land will be extinguished in accordance with these terms. Interesting. Okay. You must not, nor purport to, assign in whole or in part or novate your rights or obligations under or in connection with these terms without our prior written consent. What? This is, I guess this is in land, right? Rights in virtual land can only be transferred in accordance with these terms. Okay. We may subconduct our obligation under these terms and assign or novate our rights and obligations under these terms. So they basically can be in here. Okay, interesting. Based off demand, but instead artificially inflated. Still on sale for $55,000. Is that $55,000? Jeez. Land of the Pyramids must be the most expensive. No, the most expensive right now is, do I have it here still? Yeah, right here. Jeffrey Epstein's private island. They're trying to sell it for $5 million. They can tell you that your plot is worth 10,000, but in reality is only worth what someone else is willing to pay for it. Yep, exactly. So I mean, they say a current market value is $5,500, the current market value, but they want to sell the plot for $5 million. So that's what they're trying to do on there. There's even more expensive than that. Yeah, I'm sure. Go to the marketplace, use the sort button. It's crazy. Vatican sold for $50,000. It's insane, guys. And we can't bring any religion into any of this, guys. You can't, no religion is allowed in here, otherwise you could be terminated instantly. A clause or part of the clause of these terms that is illegal or unforeseeable may be severed from these terms, and the remaining clauses or part of the clauses of these terms continue in force. So they may cut any part of this because it's illegal out of here, and the rest of it is still enforceable. These terms supersede all previous agreements about their subject matter. These terms embody the entire agreement between the parties. Interesting. The meaning of any general language is not restricted by any accompanying example, and the words includes, including, such as, for example, or a similar phrase do not limit what else might be included. So they're basically saying that there might be other things that are there that they don't have to say. Of course. That's cheap for the Vatican, $50,000. Yeah. But you can't do politics in here either. There's no politics in this. I mean, they're in New South Wales, Australia, scammers and ruse. Yeah, it's crazy. Of course, yeah. No rule of construction applies in the interpretation of these terms to the disadvantage of a party preparing the terms on the basis that it puts forward this agreement or any other part of it, and then goes on to here. A reference to the party, references of that party, and the reference of the parties references of both parties. Let's just create a loophole. Let's just create a circle of references to that party, and a reference to that party is the reference to the both parties. Okay. Oh. Good luck with the rest of the stream. Have fun. Be safe. I gotta go now. Have a good one, Andrew. Thanks for joining in, man. Can I put link to other YouTuber? Not right now, guys. I've already seen some other ones. I gotta finish this up. and we're getting close. So we're on 15 and 22. Oh, we're not gonna be able to finish this on this stream. Payment account means account linked to each user profile, an account which will make and receive payments, which may include a third-party payment provider. So they may do a third-party provider for your account stuff. Whoops, not red. Virtual land means the digital asset identified as virtual land. But anything that's virtual land is virtual land. Okay. Digital assets. Conditions, the purchase and sales of digital assets are subject to these terms. So everything on this website is a digital asset. Oh, 15 to 22. Yeah, this thing is crazy. It's 22 pages long. If I'm totally honest, there's no way this will work long term. The people that are taking part are relying on 4 guys to control the economic system that heavily reliant on them. It's just doomed. And the other part with that is that they are in charge of the algorithm, which tells them the prices. I mean, all they have to do is tell the algorithm to tank the prices everywhere, and everyone will have lost a bunch of money. And guess who makes that money? Because they converted their money into digital currency, which has no monetary value according to their terms and conditions. That's crazy. The digital assets which users may buy or sell on the website known as virtual land are notionally identified where reference to 10 meters by 10 meter area of the earth, but carry no rights to land of any kind. Yeah, I mean, that's... This has no actual land. You're not buying any land or any right of alienable ownership of interest of any kind. Yeah, so basically, you know, this purely just, you're buying a tile, that's it. You're not buying real land. If the user seeks to purchase or sell the digital assets, they must do the following. If the digital asset has not yet been sold, then the user may submit an offer to buy the digital asset from the price displayed on the website. Okay, basically you can offer for it. If they accept that offer, the price plus the applicable fees, any applicable fees, will be deducted from the user account. If the user wishes to buy or sell the digital asset which has already been purchased by another user, or to sell a digital asset, that user may post an offer to the purchase or to sell the digital asset. Basically, this is, you know, how to do trading. Matching transaction with the second user. The second user accepts the matching offer, then he completes both transactions, credit and debit the 2 users' linked payment accounts in respect to the price, taking into account any applicable fees and charges. This is where they get their money, is the fees and charges for buying and selling. Yeah, the writing is definitely on the wall. It totally is. No, it's a guy called AI. Yeah, he got rid of. So this isn't like a Ponzi scheme. It's a gray area where it's almost a scam, but it's not. I don't think the people who will lose money on this will have any legal recourse. Yeah, I mean, they basically said that anything that happens on here is not their fault. Yeah, so it's like the stock market where there's even fees on top of fees. Yeah, fees on top of everything that goes on. Yeah, it's like gas in cryptocurrency. Like if you tried to buy Dogecoin when it was like super low and you saw that it was shooting up, the gas price was like $90 to buy like $50 of Dogecoin. Yeah, guess who gets that $90? It's crazy. The company that you used it on. They just pocketed a bunch of money from you for trying to buy in Dogecoin. It's crazy, like, it's insane. Reverses the right to cancel, reverse any trades where there has been an error in pricing digital asset malfunction in the website or misuse of the website. So if there's any problems that happen, they reserve the right to cancel it or reverse it. That's kind of normal, but it's still not known if any of these terms and conditions are actually legally binding. That's true. What Alex said is true. We don't know if it's legally binding or not. And you'd have to have a lawyer to know that for sure. And even a lawyer would look at this and be like, what the heck is this? And again, each country has their own different specific rules. And according to this, you need to know what those laws are for this. And if you're not, you're the one that's responsible for that, not them. They've literally made a money printing machine. That is a high possibility. A trade will not execute if user has insufficient credits. Okay, so it won't go through if you don't have enough. Yeah. Acknowledgements. The user acknowledges and agrees that you agree, okay, that this is what's gonna happen. Earth V2 engages in the purchase and sales of digital assets, including any such transaction completed by these terms solely on the proprietary basis for its own account. And if Earth enters into a trade, it does so solely on the bilateral basis. Earth is not offering, arranged for, or providing a financial product or financial advice to the user. Is not providing and will not provide any fiduciary, advisory, brokerage, exchange, or similar services to the user in connection with any trade. So they're not going to tell you what to do. It is the sole responsibility for any decision to enter into transactions subject to these terms, including the evaluation of any and all risks related to such transactions. You're responsible for any risk that, or any transactions that happen. A German investment website said in January that you should stay away from it. Yeah. The reason I say this is not because of the terms and conditions, but because of the way the transactions work. Yeah. All transactions are at the risk of you, and you agree to that. Speculation in respect to digital assets is extremely risky. The digital assets may have extreme price volatility, and users may have no guarantee that digital assets they purchase will have any value in the future. Again, that's like cryptocurrencies, right? Extreme price volatility, which is generated by them, and no guarantee that digital assets, no guarantees, guys, no guarantees of anything. Thank you, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for that. As long as what you're buying is what they say you're buying virtual asset, then it really isn't their fault if no one else wants to buy from you. Yeah, exactly. And that's what they're saying. But the thing is the prices are based off of their algorithm that they can set themselves. So if they say their algorithm, they say, oh, well, let's just tank the market because we can, and they can, because you agreed that they can set those prices for you, then you lose that money and they're not responsible for it. What's this? Let me put this over here so we don't... Yeah, that's why. That's a warning for you, Johnny, please. Users have no alienable property rights in any digital rights offered on the website, and those digital assets have no use outside of the website. That's understandable. I mean, you don't own anything that's outside of the website. Earth2 is not a custodian acting for the user, and all transfers or assets accounts nominated by Earth2 are ledger entries only. That's interesting. All transactions entered into the and conducted under these terms are deemed to have, this is horrible music, change it. Deemed to have occurred within the jurisdiction of North Wales. This is huge, guys. This one right here, this one I need to like super bold and like really highlight how important this one really is. Like, this is crazy. Okay, this is where they're getting away with most of their legal stuff here. We're gonna make this red here just because this is insane. Okay, All transactions entered into and conducted under these terms are deemed to have occurred within the jurisdiction of New South Wales, Australia. So everything that is done on this website goes through the jurisdiction of New South Wales, Australia. That's crazy. There have been cases in Ponzi schemes where people did receive a product, but when taken to court, it was still ruled a Ponzi. It's harder to convict, but they still could be found guilty. Yes, they totally can. So if there's definitely a lot of things that could go wrong for this company. But they're trying to cover their butts as most as possible, and this right here is one of the ways that they're trying to do it. So basically, all transactions are under the jurisdiction of New South Wales, which allows them to do the trades and goods of the trade. What is it like? It's up here. But they can basically go along that and say that, oh well, you know, you entered this contract. You said that you deemed everything to go into the jurisdiction of New South Wales. So their laws are the ones that are applicable to this. It's insane. Earth 2 is relying on the information documents provided by the user to provide trades. Earth 2 is not responsible for any loss caused by the failure of the user to act in accordance to the policies, procedures, and direction of the, okay. Yeah, you're responsible for anything that if you break some of these terms, you're the one that's responsible, not them. A user entirely on the user's own risk that trades are provided on and as a basis that the Earth provided does not make any reputation or warranties as to the sanctity of the availability of the digital trade asset. The user accesses the terms of trade uninterrupted in time and systems. Basically, they're saying that they're not responsible for any trades. Crazy. Yeah, not TOS, but trade regulations. That's really sneaky. It is totally sneaky, because anything you do in here, all transactions are according to the jurisdiction of New South Wales, Australia. The only thing that could go wrong is if they decide to shut down their servers, you lose everything you had on it. Yes, and they totally can. In here it says that they can bring down their servers for any reason. They can delete any account for any reason without, or not even having to give a reason. They can just terminate you, because they give that right to do that, and you allow them to by signing up. Earth 2 does not guarantee any outcomes or any financial return from the trades. So let's say that you buy something for $100 and you sell it for $1,000. They're not guaranteed any outcomes or any financial returns from the trades. That's more sort of for saying like you paid $1 and you only get 50 cents because the algorithm says that your price now depreciated in value, but it could go the other way as well. Warranties. Assures Earth 2, so the user warrants and assures Earth 2 users that the users will sufficiently experienced and educated to make decisions regarding the trades. So you must be, this is us, we must be educated enough to make the trades. But again, any person under the age of 18 just has to have their parent do it. So do you think a 12-year-old is going to be sufficient, experienced, and educated to make decisions regarding the trades? I don't think so. The user has all necessary experience, resources, certificates, license, permits, and approval to request trades. So you need to know all these things. The user, as far as the user is aware, there are no facts, circumstances, and other information which both A, the user has not fully or fairly disclosed in a manner that extent would allow Earth 2 to make a reasonable assessment of those facts, matter, circumstances prior to engagement in the agreement and providing the trades, and is of such nature or materially that the reasonable person, had it been made aware of, could not reasonably be expected to execute the trades. Wonder how many Minecraft kids this game roped in. I don't know. They said there's hundreds of thousands of people on this. It's crazy. You used to only lose grind time. Now you can go broke if the game ends. Exactly. The user is not involved in any capacity in any claims, legal action, proceedings, suits, litigation, prosecution, investigation, inquiry, meeting, and arbitration, nor which are pending or threatened. Wait, what? So we, the user, you cannot be involved in anything. If you are involved in anything, we're gonna put my own note here. Involved in any legal actions. That's basically what this means. So if you're legal actions, so if you're involved in any legal actions, then you basically can be kicked off. What are we doing? We're going over the Earth 2 terms and conditions that you sign and not sign for any user who actually, so like we need to follow these terms and conditions even just by looking at their website, wherever it is. Here it is. Just by looking at it, we have terms and conditions for just looking at their website. It's crazy. So we're going over everything in here. So the user is not involved in any, if you're involved in any legal actions or proceedings or anything, your account can be deleted. Earth 2 is a 1-to-1 scale map box, because they use map box. It's basically like Google Earth, of a 10 meter by 10 meter plot of land that you purchase. And then as a digital asset, so you're not buying actual land, you're buying a tile, which is a picture of the land for a certain price, and basically gambling that that price will go up, set by an algorithm set by this company, which they can adjust however they want. If you are requested by Earth 2, the user will identify and substantiate the source of all funds the user uses to engage in trades. So if they ask you for your bank statement, you have to give them your bank statement. It has a high probability of being a scam. We're just going over all the red flags in the terms and conditions. So basically, if they want to, they can pull your bank statements. Crazy. The user does not bear a name that appears on the list of specially designated nationals and blocked persons maintaining the OFAC from time to time. Is not a foreign shell bank, or does not reside in or will not transfer funds from or through an account in a non-corporative jurisdiction. So if you're in a spot that doesn't have jurisdictions or a shell bank or a blocked person or whatever, they can delete your account. If this isn't a scam, I'll eat cockroaches. Basically, that's how I feel. Yeah, here's about the 4,876 red flag on this. It's totally true. I'm serious. I mean, this is actually good. This is actually good, okay? This is not a red flag. This is actually good, okay? This is saying that they don't want any shell banks in here. They don't want to have to worry about any, like, anything for people who are immunity, right? They don't want anyone who has diplomatic immunity. So this is actually a good thing, right? This is a good thing for people. This is like the one good thing that we found. None of the funds or digital assets transferred to the Earth 2 has been derived from any illegal or unlawful activity. Yeah, so I mean, no drug money, guys. So that's actually good. Did we hit 1,000 subs? Did we hit 1,000 subs, guys? We did! Congratulations, guys. We have hit 1,000 subs. I much appreciate it. Here's a screenshot of the 1,000 subs. We hit 1,000 subs. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the follow, Delmac. I wish it told me all the people who subscribed during my videos on YouTube. It doesn't actually tell me, so it doesn't say any of that. Unfortunately, I just get a number from YouTube. Twitch, it actually says it. Unfortunately, YouTube does not. Thank you guys for the 1K subs. I appreciate it. We hit that 1,000 mark. It's so awesome. I couldn't do that without you guys. I appreciate it. It has had the opportunity to obtain independent legal advice in relation to the terms and effect of these. Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Are you reading this? Well, let me scroll this up a little bit. Okay, if the user has had the opportunity to obtain independent legal advice in relation to the terms and effect of these terms, they can delete your account. So if you have a lawyer look at this terms and conditions, they can delete your account. What? Oh my gosh. I am understanding that correctly. Am I understanding that correctly? That's exactly what that's how I understand that. You cannot have a lawyer look over their terms and conditions. If you do, they can delete your account. What the heck? What? I'm legitimately reading this correct. Am I back me up? Am I reading this correct? Is this legitimate? This is warranties. The user warrants and ensures that Earth 2. So you are saying and assuring that Earth 2 that you will not have any opportunities to obtain independent legal advice in relation to the terms and effects of these terms. You will not have the opportunity to have a legal advisor look at these terms and conditions. If you do, they can delete your account. That's what you are agreeing to right here. The user warrants and ensures the company that you will not have an independent legal advisor look at these terms and conditions. What? That's definitely not legally binding. I cannot see that be legally binding. That is insane. So yes, I am that. Okay, so I do understand that correct. That's crazy. You can't make that illegal. Exactly. Like, that's insane. Yeah, so basically you can't say you didn't know what you were signing into because you looked into it, but you can't have anyone independent legal advice looking into it, otherwise we can delete your account. What? Oh, this is bad, crazy, man. You think I'm interpreting backwards? No, let's read this. The user warrants and assures Earth 2. So we are saying that we allow and assure the company that we, as the user, that has had the opportunity to obtain independent legal advice in relation to the terms and effect of these terms. Okay, hold on, wait. I think you're right. Hold on. Let me read this again. We, the user, assure Earth 2 that it has had the opportunity to obtain independent legal advice in relation to the terms and effect of these terms. Okay, you're right. You're right. No, this is okay. You're right. You basically are saying that you have had the opportunity to obtain legal advice in relation to the terms of the. Okay, you're right. You're right. It is poorly worded, but you are right. So you're right. So you're saying that you, before you sign this, you're saying that you have had someone with independent legal advice that could tell you the terms and effect of these terms. Okay, you're right. Okay, that's actually good. But still, you're saying that you have looked into and had a legal person do it. Look into it before you do it. So you are agreeing to everything in here. That's still crazy though. You're right. But if they would have had that in there, that would have been even worse, right? That would have been really, really crazy. Yeah, so although it means they'll ban you if you say you didn't understand the terms. Yeah, so if you didn't understand the terms, you had your opportunity to obtain independent legal advice and you didn't take it. Therefore, it's on you. Yeah, so it basically says you had that opportunity to have a lawyer look at it before you signed up. If you didn't do it and you signed up anyways, you forfeit the opportunity to say that you didn't know. Exactly, yeah. It's a backup to keep people from saying people, oh, I didn't know what to agree to. Yeah, so this is like really this is, oops. So I mean, this is crazy, right? It's like, oh, I didn't know. They're gonna know. They'll never know. I didn't know. Like, it covers that whole thing. They basically say, well, you signed it. You had your opportunity to have an independent legal advisor look at it. I mean, that's good on them, but like, it sucks for everyone else. You need a lawyer to play Earth 2? Yeah, you do. And you need to have one. You need to obtain an independent legal advice in relation to the terms and services of Earth 2. That's questionable legally. Yes, but you look at any terms and services, this is going to be in there. Any type of terms and services that you use for any type of project is going to be in there. It's going to say you agree to these terms and services if you don't agree to this, or you basically, you know, if you don't receive legal, like, this is going to be in like everything. But it's still crazy that it's there. Video games are getting complicated. Yeah, that's an understatement. User agrees to indemnity Earth 2 and Earth 2 personal, and keep Earth 2 and Earth 2 personnel indemnified at all times in the fullest extent permitted by the law in respect to any loss or claim which Earth 2 or Earth 2 personnel may suffer, sustain, or incurred arising from or connected to with the breach of these terms. This is legally called a scam. So if there are any loss or claim by Earth 2, or any personnel may suffer, sustain, or incur arising from or connected with a breach of these terms. In addition, the user must identify Earth 2 and Earth 2's personnel and keep Earth 2 and Earth personnel identified at all times to the fullest extent permitted by the law with respect to any claim which personnel may suffer. Isn't this the same thing? Did I miscopy that? Did I duplicate that on accident? Sometimes that happens. My mouse moves up. Nope, it's literally the same thing. It's literally the same thing duplicated twice, guys. They basically said the same thing two times. We still on the Earth 2 can't people read the terms and conditions and realize this is a fraud? Yeah, I mean, but we're going over it because people don't want to, and so we're highlighting some of the stuff that's crazy on here. Not video game scam. We still have yet to see that there's any game being made at all. That's true. Right now there is no game. It's just buying digital assets, digital tiles. There's no game here. It is legitimately just a website of buying digital land called tiles. I mean, this is literally like, this is identical. Any breach or any application laws by the user reduce the extent of a loss in respect of the claim was caused by the negligent act or omission of Earth 2 or personnel. Okay, limitations is a liability. In the absence of a material breach of this agreement by Earth 2 or the gross negligence, so not minor negligence, gross negligence, fraud or willful misconduct by Earth 2 when conducting trades under this agreement, Earth 2 will not be liable to the user on account of anything done, omitted, or suffered by Earth 2 in good faith when conducting trades pursuant to these terms. In the absence of a material breach of this agreement by Earth 2, or the gross negligence, fraud, or willful conduct when conducting trades under this agreement, Earth 2 will not be liable to the user on account of anything done, omitted, or suffered by Earth 2 in good faith when conducting the trades pursuant to these terms. So this is this is confusing, guys. If Earth 2 has gross negligence or fraud or willful misconduct when conducting trades under this agreement, Earth 2 will not be liable to the user on account of anything done, omitted, or suffered by Earth 2 in good faith when conducting the trades pursuant to these terms. That's really confusing, but the way it sounds is that they're covering their butts if anything happens. So if they say there was a fraud, they are not liable. That's how I understand it. I could be wrong on here. Because of this whole in good faith is kind of like a weird term to have in there. And people are putting money into this, yeah. Earth 2's liability to any user will be capped at the maximum amount Earth 2 received from that user in the 6 months prior to any claim being claimed. So if you claim something 6 months prior to any claim being made, they're saying that as long as they had good intention, then it's not their fault. Yeah. Good intentions with gross negligence and fraud. Good intentions. So, but they're still, even though it's gross negligence or fraud or willful misconduct, because it was in good faith, they're not liable. If you catch us with anything in here, Nerner. Yeah. Problem is, good intentions is vague. It is. It is very vague, yeah. I mean, that's why they do it, right? But yeah, this is interesting. The user will be capped at the maximum amount they received from that user. So regardless of, like, if you